Hey, Lyoko Warriors, this is Captain Eat here for you for another cool Lyoko episode review. This is going to be season 3, episode 12, titled Double Trouble. So, let's get into it. I'm not going to front, I got really nervous. I messed up because I saw when I clicked on episode 12, it said Double Trouble. I started panicking, like, oh no, I titled last episode wrong. I had to go back. I'm like, oh no, okay. Last week episode was Triple Trouble. This is Double Trouble. It's just like, it sounds the same, so I thought I messed up. I thought I really messed up. I thought I reviewed the wrong episode last week. I started panicking a little bit, like, oh man, I did all that work for nothing, but nope, we're good. I really started panicking for a second, but now we're good. Anyway, after the opening, we cut to everybody in class getting the test scores back, and the teachers in this school are kind of mean, man. So he's like giving out the test. I mean, this guy's giving out the test, right? And he's saying everybody's grade out loud. He gave Herb his grade, and he got an A minus. Just see, he's doing the same thing that Mrs. Hertz did. He was like, "Oh, I gave you an A minus just so I can show you you can always improve." And then Oric, he's like praying. he's gonna. It's not funny that he's praying. It's just like you never really see it in the kids cartoon like that. But he's praying that he hopes he get a good grade. And Jeremy's like, "Hey man, how about you study? It's a lot better than praying." You know what I'm saying? If you study, then you already know you got a good grade instead of just trying to pray and just put whatever down. Put whatever down on the paper. Anyway, eventually he goes over to Jeremy and Oric. He gives Oric his test grade, but he goes, "You know what? I saved the best paper for last." Oric goes, "Best paper? I'm the only one left." All right, I got a good grade. Oric goes, I don't know, man. It sounds kind of sarcastic. He goes, "Well, Oric, when I first read your paper, I thought it was in some sort of different language, but nope, it's just that bad. I give you an F minus." He could go out loud in front of everybody. I'm like, like you didn't need to do that. I mean, that was kind of messed up. That was kind of messed up. Just out loud in front of everybody. You say, "Yeah, you know what, Oric? You did not write English here. F minus, just out loud." I mean, the teachers in the school are kind of mean. Anyway, it cuts to the next scene, and it's Yumi going to the principal's office, and Mr. Delmas has called her in here because for the last couple weeks, obviously she's been missing school. She's been super late to classes, missing classes, just randomly jumping out of classes. She's been doing it for a few weeks. He goes, "You know what? If you're late one more time, you're expelled." At first, I was like, "Man, that's kind of wild. Like, I guess a cartoon could do this, but real life, he can't really do this, right?" But I mean, I guess in real life, if a student, I guess, has been doing this for weeks, probably like a few months, because she's been doing it for like a year, a good year, because Return of the Past like fixes all that. But there's a couple times where they can't do that. So for the past few weeks, he's been doing it. I guess realistically, he could. I mean, he's the principal. He could expel her, but like for like an actual reason, I guess this is somewhat good for an actual reason. I guess I don't know. I said I guess, but I truly don't know. Anyway, it cuts to the next scene, and it's nighttime, and it's everybody inside the factory, inside the computer room, and Yumi tells everybody what the principal just told her, and they're like, "Man, this is getting kind of rough. It's kind of rough to like handle schoolwork in our regular life with Xana constantly bombarding us with attacks. We need to figure out something." Alita goes, "Well, maybe we should get some extra help. Maybe we should bring another Lyoko warrior in the group." "Who?" "William." Everybody's kind of agreeing on it besides Yumi. She goes, "No, he's too much of a hothead. We can't trust him. No, we're not doing it." He's like, "What's the problem?" And they start to argue a little bit. Jimmy goes, Okay. It's late. Let's talk about this tomorrow. I'll stay here for a little while." He goes, "It's late. Let's talk about this tomorrow. We all need our sleep. And I'll stay here for a little bit while longer to try to figure out a way for you guys to get transported directly into Sector 5, okay? So, break." And Lita goes, "Well, I mean, hey, if we need our sleep, you're not getting too much sleep. It's whatever. The faster we can beat Xana, the faster we get more sleep regularly." You know what I'm saying? And then I want to show you guys this really cool team shot. I love team shots, man. I don't know why. I just love it when the whole team is there. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Pretty nice. I mean, you can't really see Yumi's face, but it's still a good team shot. You know what I mean? Anyway, the very next scene is a little montage of Jeremy just constantly tapping on the computer, things randomly popping up on the computer, until eventually it's daytime. And when it's daytime, Xana activates the tower. You hear like the Xana Spectre like noise appear behind Jeremy. He screams, and it cuts to back at school. So something's going on. Something's happening. Yeah. Alright. Man. Got the old knees going. You gotta constantly get up. Anyway, like I said, something attacks Jeremy. And the very next scene is Alita getting dressed, and then Jeremy just busts into her room like, "Hey, Alita, I found out a way to directly send you guys into Sector 5. Let's go right now. Let's get the whole group." She goes, "What? Really? Well, I don't know, man. We got an exam in like an hour. See, I'm sorry, we got an exam like not an hour, but like we have an exam we have to get to in like a couple minutes." And then he goes, "Man, we got good grades. Let's just go." I mean, come on. Him saying that, like, we got good grades. Like, you should obviously be like, "Yeah, you're not Jeremy. You're not Jeremy," especially when it gets in front of the whole group. Or it goes, "Nah, nah, nah. I need this exam to pull up my grade. I'm not going. We can do this later." And then Alita goes, "Yeah, let's just do it after lunch." Everybody's like, "Yeah. I'm not, obviously, Yumi can't miss class. Let's just get expelled." Orig wants to do the exam so he can pull his grade up. Alita's agreeing with that. I was like, "Yeah, we should probably just take the exam." Xander Jeremy's like, "You know what? Some warriors you are. What's your problem? Let's just take the exam and without the lunch. Like, what's the big rush? Xander not doing nothing right now. You know what I mean? So let's just do it after lunch. It's whatever." So it cuts to the next scene where we see Jeremy finally getting out. Well, it turns out Xander Jeremy tried to drown him, but Jeremy was able to get out of the water. His phone is dead, so he goes inside the factory. Then the very next scene is everybody taking the exam. Odd asks Jeremy what some questions are. Xander Jeremy is just blowing through this test. That man is efficient. That man is efficient. Anyway, Xander Jeremy is like, "You know what? No, stop talking to me. I'm trying to finish this exam." "Hey, is Alita done yet?" "Why?" "Just to ask her." "Okay, Alita, are you done?" "What? Why?" And they them constantly talking. Mrs. Herx hears them. She goes on. "Do you need any help over there?" "Oh, yes. Thank you, Mrs. Herx. I'm dying over here." "Yeah, you can get plenty of help in the principal's office. Jeremy, if you're done, take him to the principal's office." "No problem, Mrs. Herx." So they go off to the principal's office, like I just said. And then when they get to the principal's office, Odd is like, "Hey, what is your problem? Why didn't you just let me cheat off you?" "Well, if you study, you didn't need to cheat off me." Anyway, at the exact same moment, Jeremy gets inside the computer lab, calls Odd. He picks up his phone, and he goes, "Hey, it's Jeremy. Are you there?" He looks at Jeremy like, yeah, what's going on here?" And he explains to him how Xander activated the tower. That's a clone that that was kind of funny because he was like, "Xander made a clone of me. He tried to drown me." And Odd is like, I don't know. He's like, "Odd, look into his eyes. Can you see anything?" He looks into his eyes and see the Xander logo. And he goes, "Who are you on the phone with? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. He's right beside you, isn't he?" Yeah. I said, "Who were you talking to?" He said, "What am I gonna do? It's Santa. And then he just zaps him with the electricity and passes out. I thought he killed him, but I mean, obviously he wouldn't kill him, but it was just like it's just how the scene was set up. He was like, "You can't do anything, nothing." It was just such a big bolt of electricity, and he hits on it, it like cuts away. You just see Odd slump like that. I was like, part of me was like, obviously, there's a whole other season left. I watched this show all the way through before, so I know he's not dead. But the other part of me like, "Jeez, man, like the way they cut it, is that guy alright?" It's all good. Hope Otto's okay. It's like that bit really hit him. Anyway, he walks away. It cuts to the next scene where Jim is talking to Yumi's class, and they're going into a black room to make photos. And the first two people up to make photos are Yumi and William. And right before they walk in there, Jim does mention about how he used to be a war photographer. Somebody go, "Wow, Jim, you were a war photographer? Really?" "Oh, yeah, it was, but I'd rather not talk about it." Anyway, and one of the big main things you cannot do in a black room making these photos, you cannot, absolutely not, open the door before the pictures are done, because when the light comes in, they're going to mess it up. I don't know how you really, that's true, but I don't really understand how this works. All I know is it's a really dark room with some red lights. You put a photo in some water, you let it dry, and then it could come out. That's all I really. I guess that's the whole process, right? I mean, I don't know why you putting it in water. I don't know why the room. Yeah, I don't. I don't understand the specifics, but that's all I really know. That's all I really know. Anyway, excuse me. Oh, the Iron Giant. The guy did that in the Iron Giant. I forgot about that. I just remember. I just like when I was explaining what I know. I just remember about the Iron Giant. When he was like dipping it in the water and it like finally dried and like the Iron Giant picture came out and the guy was like, "Oh, yeah, it's a robot." It's a robot. He finally got some pictures of the robot. Anyway, William is like, "Hey, Yumi, I had a dream about you last night." "Really?" "Yeah, me and you are on some rigs fighting some like superpowered construction worker. Me and Oric and Odd had to find some bombs. There was a room for big supercomputer. It was kind of odd. But hey, it was a dream. Dreams are kind of odd, right? And she goes, yeah. So he somewhat remembers some of the stuff from Lyoko. I guess everybody else does. So I guess that would mean Sissy kind of remembers the stuff too. And Jim. Jim was there for a minute. He should somewhat remember. I mean, not remember. It was like in a dream. But it's like in the back of his subconscious since he wasn't in a scanner, so he can't fully remember it. So he's just thinking, what a crazy dream. Same with Sissy, because she's been in there like 1 or 2 times. So she should have a few dreams of her just in the computer room like that. So that's pretty cool too. Anyway, Jeremy calls Yumi, and she goes, oh man, I can't be late anymore. And Will goes, hey, just sneak out the window. I'll cover for you. Why? I mean, hey, I really liked helping you out in my dream. Maybe I should try it in real life. Just don't be too long, okay? All right. So she lets Yumi out. He lets Yumi out of the room through the window. She goes and grabs Odd and Aelita. Aelita tells Jeremy. Aelita tells Org like, hey man, we need to go. There's a Xana emergency or not. I'm actually doing kind of good in this test. You go ahead without me. Okay. And it's kind of funny because Org, he looks so fed up. Like he was like this, like looking at the test, and his phone went off, and he was like he looked so mad. I hope I can find it. I think I can find it. Yeah. It's right here. It was his face. It just look how fed up Orc is. He's like, oh my goodness, what? What now? I'm doing good on a test. What do you need to call me for? Anyway, Aelita leaves without Oric, so it's only Yumi, Odd, and Aelita. And during all of this, Jeremy's clone found Jeremy. It was kind of funny because Jeremy was like on the phone with Yumi, and he was telling her, like, you need to hurry up because I don't know where my clone is, right? And this clone walked back in. It was so funny because when he said that, the clone was walking on the bricks like this, and I was like, oh, he came to finish the job. And then he opened the door. He said, man, you are a really good swimmer, man. I gotta commend you. I'm kind of impressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of glad I mirrored myself up to you. But you know, you gotta die. Zap! Just zap. That man came to finish the job. It was just so funny. He was like, I don't know where my clone is. And the very next scene, you see his clone. Like, you know, he was on a mission. That man was on a mission, and he came to finish the job. That man came to finish the job. Anyway, the next scene, Jeremy and his clone are fighting. The clone opens the door to the elevator, but there's no elevator there. So, like, you know, he's going to throw Jeremy down the long shaft. Jeremy was, like, tussling with him for a little bit. Like, you know, the clone's arms are on his shoulder and his arms are at the clone's shoulder. Like, they were struggling for a little bit until the clone obviously overpowered Jeremy and threw him down the elevator shaft and closed the door. And then the next scene is Jim, like, knocking on the door, like, hey, what's taking so long? What are y'all doing in there? Well, I'm like, oh, we're just, we're making a lot of photos, man. They're almost done. Well, hurry up. Oh, no problem, Jim. He's, like, constantly dipping them in the water, in and out of the water. I don't know what the water's supposed to do. I'll probably look it up later. Try to figure it out. Anyway, the clone is posing as Jeremy. Odd, Aelita, and Yumi get there, and he goes, hey, I was able, they get to the factory, and he goes, go ahead to the scanners. I'll teleport you guys into Lyoko. Yumi and Aelita, okay, let's go. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. Where's your clone at? Oh, him? I don't know. But the faster we deactivate the tower, the faster we don't have to worry about him. Is there a problem, Odd? No problem. I don't know. Then we cut back to the school, and Mrs. Herc's like, okay, so time's almost up. And Orc's like, oh no, come on. I need some more time on this. Then it goes to the scanner room, and I was like, man, I don't know. I sort of looked him in his eyes. You know, yeah, I sort of done that. And then Yumi and Aelita goes, oh, it's okay. No, at first Yumi goes, nah, it's okay, that was him. Huh? Yeah, it's our female intuition. Why that, Aelita? And she goes, yep, it was Jeremy. And I go, okay, if you guys say so. So they all go in the scanners. They get teleported to Lyoko. And during this time, Jeremy, he has survived. He's like walking. Well, not he's walking. He's climbing up the ladder shaft in the elevator shaft. Then they get to Lyoko. And obviously, it turns out that was the clone. So he starts to bug up Yumi and Yumi and Odd. So they can't protect Aelita because the Skipper Zoa is there. And so is some Krangalox. And then he goes, oh boy, here we go. Thanks for female intuition. Oh, I messed that up. My bad. Sorry. Jeremy, the Xander Jeremy goes, oh, don't worry, guys, I got you. And they're like, oh no, it was the clone. Thanks for your female intuition. He wants some male intuition. He's trying to do something very bad, and it zooms on his eye, and he starts to bug up Yumi and Odd. He's like that. It wasn't last episode. I think it was the episode before that, where they were just like constantly like glitching out and stuff, and they couldn't really do anything. And it's really bad because, like I said, there's a Skipazoid and a bunch of Triangulants. It cuts back to Jim yelling at yelling at William, because obviously they're taking forever with the black room. And so William like obviously saying like, oh, I'm just trying to finish up these photos, man. You can't open the door. It's going to mess them up. And then Jim goes, hey, Yumi, why is William doing all the talking? Yumi? And then William goes, yeah, Jim. I'm right. I can't. But you know, see, he starts to impersonate Yumi, and Jim's like, well, hurry up. I'm not playing anymore. You got like 5 more minutes before I kick down the door. Anyway, it cuts back to Lyoko. Yumi and Odd are glitching up, so they cannot. Every time they do like land a hit on the Karangalox, it does nothing. And the Karangalox, it's kind of funny because the Karangalox are like constantly shooting at Odd, and Odd goes, man, it's not gonna be a winner at this rate. And the Karangalox are just shooting at him, and all the lasers just phasing right through Odd. He goes, yeah, go ahead and tire yourself out. It's whatever. I can't sue you. You can't sue me. It's whatever. And then Yumi, she's like constantly flipping around the lasers, and some lasers do go through her, but there's not like one laser that does hit her. I'm like, how come like every single laser is just going straight through Odd, but all the lasers, but like it's like only like a couple going through Yumi, and like one random one like hits her. I'm like, that's kind of weird, because it goes right back to Odd, and the laser's going through him. So I'm like, oh, like one random one gonna hit him? No, like that doesn't happen. That's so weird. And then obviously Yumi's like, Alita, defend yourself. Like, what are you doing? Like, the Skipazoid is coming right near you. And you're just backing away all scared, like you don't have your energy field. So he does shoot a couple off. It dodges it easily. And then it grabs her. I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like, yo, they can never kill this thing. I think they never ever kill. Well, okay. Honestly, I forgot they ever do finally kill the Skipazoid, but it's like never, like almost never they do. Anyway, we cut back and Jeremy was able to get up and get all the way up, and we cut back to Lyoko, and the Skipazoid has fully taken over Alita, infected her with Xana. Now she's running to the weight tower, but Odd and Yumi can't really do anything because they're all bugged up. And Org, he gets to the factory too. Jeremy gets all the way up to the computer room. Xander, Jeremy's gonna, obviously shoot Jeremy with some electricity, but then Org comes in and punches him out. He goes, yep, there we go. Then he debugs Yumi and Odd to get on their vehicles, and they go after Alita, because he already got a massive head start, so they need their vehicles to catch up to her because they're finna get in the way tower. Excuse me. So while they get, I forgot to mention, while they were talking to Jeremy, all the Karangalox just kept phasing in and out of their legs. Like, they weren't even shooting at Odd and Yumi anymore. They just kept walking through their legs. They just kept walking through their legs, which is pretty funny to me. Anyway, like I said, they get debugged, and they get on their vehicles, and they start to go after they start to go after Alita. And there was, like, a part to where Jeremy starts to talk to them, and in the background, Jeremy was like, hey, you guys need to hurry up because they're just getting kind of heated over here. And Oric's on the ground, and he's like wobbling back up. And he looks at the clone Jeremy, and he just jumps at him and tackles him. Like, he just tackles him so hard. It was kind of funny how hard he did that. It was just like, because it was just like how slow it was, how he got up, and it was just how fast he lunged towards them. I was like, jeez. Like, he went, ugh. He just tackled him like that. Just grabbed him. I'm like, okay, my boy Orc ain't playing no more. He's not playing at all. That man tackled him so hard. I think it's gonna come up here in a second, because it's not like showing up when I just click through really fast. So hopefully it comes up in a second. I know it happens after he falls, and then he gets back up. Anyway, while they're running, oh no, this is in the scene. While they're flying over to Alita, excuse me, they're flying over to Alita, and all the Karangalox keep constantly shooting at Odd and Yumi. So Odd says, hey, I'll cover you. You go ahead and get Alita. So he stops his overboard, shoots one shot, and instantly takes out a Krangler. I'm like, okay. Here it is. Okay. Okay, I kind of kept looking at the screen because I wanted to find it. So Oric's on the ground, right? And this clone Jeremy. Look how like hard he like look. He just wobbles up. Yeah, it flies off screen. It just flies off screen so hard. That was pretty funny to me. I chuckled a few times looking at that. But anyway, like I just said, Anna says I'll cover you. You go ahead after I lead her. He stops. He takes out one Kringalot. Then he jumps off his board and he starts to run. One Kringalot shoots him and like he gets one shot. It instantly takes him out. I'm like, what? He only got shot once. So all the other shots that went through him count? I guess so, unless Xana just made his monsters like super powered this episode, but it didn't mention that. But he just got one shot. Like, what? Anyway, this scene kind of made me mad. So Yumi catches up to Aelita, jumps off her overwing, throws her fan, and misses. Then Aelita goes around and goes into the tower. And Yumi's like, oh no, Jeremy, she's in the tower. Don't forget to bring me and Aelita back. I'm like, whoa. What are you doing? Go inside the tower. Like, what are you doing? Like, there's been multiple episodes, mainly in season 1. I guess they didn't go into the towers like that in season 2. But, they can't go in the towers. Now, if there was a scene before to where Aelita was controlled by Xana, goes inside the tower, and then Yumi or whoever tries to go inside the tower, and they're like, what the heck? Oh, since she's controlled by Xana, it won't let us in. Like, if that happened before, okay, I get that. But no, that hasn't happened. So Yumi could easily jump inside the tower. I mean, obviously, without Aelita, you can't deactivate the tower with Clone Jeremy on Earth. And the only way to get Xana out of Aelita is to de-virtualize her. So they were in a pickle. But at the same time, the mountain sector is all they have. So it's like what could you really do? I mean, she could grab Aelita and jump into the tower. When you jump inside of the tower, it takes you to a different tower in a different zone. Since there's no other zones, it would probably just take them to a different tower inside the mountain sector because there are multiple towers inside the sector. But like I said, without Aelita, you can't deactivate the tower. And since you can't deactivate the tower, Clone Jeremy is still gonna be there. So they were in kind of a pickle, but still, she could have jumped inside the tower with her. But anyway, she does code Xana. The mountain sector gets de-virtualized. Jeremy brings them back. And it was kind of funny because Odd, he's just sitting there. They both come back and Odd's like, hey, it's all good. The good old thumbs up. And then Jeremy, he runs over to Orc because he was fighting the clone. He's like, hey, Orc, are you okay? No. He goes, no. And obviously, they're kind of shaken up because they just lost the mountain sector. Now they have no way in the fighting Jeremy. No way in the fighting Xana. So this is pretty bad. But then out of nowhere, the computer pings. Jeremy goes, no way. What is it, Jeremy? Oh, I think I found a way. These are my calculations I had running throughout the night. I think I might have actually found a way to directly virtualize you guys into Sector 5. Really? All right, let's go. And at the exact same time, Yumi, she goes, we're in a big pickle. So we only have no sectors left, and we can't get virtualized into Sector 5 This is right before Jeremy says his stuff. We're going to need some extra help. Okay, if we can get William. And y'all look at her. She's like, what? I changed my mind. I changed my mind. And we got another pretty cool group shot right here. First, it was just Yumi, Orc, and Odd. And then we got another cool group shot with the whole group. I really like that. I mean, you know me. I love my group shots, man. I just love my group shots. Anyway, they go back to the... this isn't the one I was talking about, but it does show it right after. This isn't the group shot I was talking about, but it does show right after. You see the whole group right here. But there's another group shot where it shows just them three in a second. And there's also another one as soon as I get back to the school. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Nice. Nice. Anyway, they go to the school, and Yumi tells William, like, yeah, that dream you were telling me about? Oh, no. My bad. It cuts back to William, and Jim busts down the door, and obviously he's like, oh, Jim, all the pictures are gone, man. Where's Yumi? I'm right here, Jim. You ruined everything. He goes, my bad. I'm like, but come on, you're the teacher. They were taking like a good hour, I'm guessing, so come on, Jim. Like, what are you being like, ugh, sorry. What are you being like that for? Anyway, it cuts back to the school or outside of the school, Yumi's telling William like, hey, that dream wasn't really a dream, and they're talking, and they pans over to the rest of the group, and then Alita goes, you think he'll believe her? I goes, of course he will. He goes, look, and Yumi tells William to jump off of Briggs. He's jumping. He's jumping. And I goes, Jeremy goes, hey, Oric, how did the test go? Excellent. I goes, man, our little group is really changing. We're getting good test grades. We're getting a little Lyoko warrior. Things are looking up. Then the camera pans over to William and Yumi, and they go, yeah. They high five each other. And this was the group shot I was telling about. Just the rest of the group just chilling next to each other, just talking. That's when he was like, hey, if he tells us to jump off a cliff, he's jumping. Really nice. And that was the end of the episode when they like high five each other. This was another good shot right here. Just the whole group just chilling. I like this shot. I'm gonna make one of these group shots the title. The thumbnail. I'm gonna make one of these shots the thumbnail. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. Then it gets the credits. So we only got 3 episodes left. We got 1 actual episode left, and then the last 2 episodes like the origin story, and then season 4. And like I said, season 4, that's the longest one. 30 episodes. So let's buckle in. Plus we got plus I said if I can, because obviously I don't know what I'm gonna be at during the last episode of season 4 and the first episode of season 4. Because obviously if I'm like in the Charlotte Vision family during the first episode of season 4, I don't know if I can wear my tux. But obviously if I'm home and if I can, I'm gonna wear my tux through the very first episode of season 4 and the very last episode of season 4. I'm gonna try my best to do that. I'm gonna try my very best. Whew. But anyway, that's about it. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all there for being wonderful human beings. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Oh, no, it's not my tux. It's my suit. It's my suit.